welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is Attorney Joe Flores, a special edition talking about the water crisis. We're also going to be playing this on radio 104.9, 93.5. With me is somebody who has been damaged by the water crisis. And let me tell you, some of these lawyers have conflicts. They represent the city, and they also are representing Valero or suing Valero. How can you do both? I think both are going to be held responsible. And the politicians are saying, let's just move on. The newly minted mayor is saying, let's just move on. Well, we're going to talk about people that are living paycheck by paycheck that have been affected by the water crisis that just can't move on. With me today is a beautiful woman, a Christian woman, a woman with an 8-month-old at home, and her name is Miss Irving. And you don't have to tell me where you work, Miss Irving. Just tell us about how this water crisis has affected you.
It's stopping me from working and making my money for my kids and for my home is not right. Like, the city should know by now, hey, when they had the problem going on, they should know we need to start stepping up, see what's going on, and stop this and still let them people work because they live in paycheck by paycheck. They not understanding we got kids to take care of. They have their big checks, but they don't understand about everybody else. If you love your city like you say you do, you will help your city out.
Well, Ms. Irving, let me ask you this. I know you're a restaurant worker, and you know, you don't want to lose your job, of course, and nobody does, and so you don't want to be retaliated against. But I know that a lot of these lawyers are signing up big restaurants, big churches, big people that have lost money or that daycares and schools and things. But what do you think that the worker in Corpus Christi deserves to get?
We should get our earnings back. The earnings that we lost for the days that we didn't have nothing to do with it before. People that need their money back for their kids. That's what I believe we should get our earnings back. Some people have lost 4 days from earnings. Some people lost 5 days. And I believe we should get our earnings.
And so you're on your 4th day of lost earnings, and I know how it feels. I worked as a nurse's aide for years. You live paycheck to paycheck.
Yes, sir.
And I know this is difficult, but the first time that you heard about the crisis, when was it? When did you first get word of it?
Wednesday morning.
So
I was getting ready to work, and my boss called me and said, "Ain't no work."
Okay, and what was your first thought?
Like, why we can't go to work? And that's when he told me, because of the water.
And,
like, what?
Yeah, and how many people work with you that this happened to?
I want to say like about 26 people. Like, all told in the restaurant, like 26 people. And all of us is mad about it.
And just 20, out of just one restaurant, 26 people have lost their wages for 4 days now, going on more than half a week.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about day-to-day. People say, well, just go get a job somewhere else. How hard is it to find a job in this economy?
It's not that easy to find a job like people think it is. Because some people like, oh, we said take an application. It's not that easy to just get up and say, oh, okay, there you go, there go a job. Knowing this water situation going on, people not going to be hiring people right now. So.
And small business owners and people that are dependent on it, nurses' aides, people that work, and many people think, well, that's a lesser job. I'm a big shot lawyer, doctor, business executive, engineer, whatever, But you and I know of people that work I know hundreds of providers that go into homes and bathe people and clean them, and they can't use the water, so they can't go to work either. Those other co-workers of yours, what have you been in communication with them? How are they trying to survive day to day?
The same way like I am, going to the store, buying big jugs of water, bottles of water. And it's like, it's a shame that we can't use our own water to take a bath. Like, y'all know this water is something, y'all knew before it was something in this water. And when y'all knew it was something in this water, y'all should have took hand of it, automatic, instead of waiting to this long where we can't cook with it, we can't bathe in it, can't wash our clothes in it, can't wash the dishes in it. That's pretty messed up.
It is. It is. I was surprised. I was talking to a judge, Judge Warner, yesterday at a restaurant, and I told him, Judge, and he said, well, I went ahead and bathed in it, and I said, me too. I just kind of dipped in and dipped out, I said, because I can't go day 3 or 4 bathing with a jug and just kind of take the risk a little bit. I think a lot of people did, but I don't recommend that
Yeah.
at all because I'm a nurse practitioner. I don't recommend that at all, but I finally did just to say every third day, just to kind of keep clean. But in any event, some people, and it's debatable, but some people even have had, itching and things like that before the water crisis. My legal assistant told me that people had said and had reported feeling burning, itching before they had made the announcement, and they were wondering, what it was. A lot of people had rashes and things like that, and
Yeah.
and how safe will you feel moving forward with the city water bathing like your 8-month-old?
I don't feel very safe with my 8-month-old bathing in water like this because little kids like my 8-month-old, they can't get rid of things like us grown folks can. Their system is not more advanced like ours. We can take it. He can't take it. So I don't feel safe bathing my 8-month-old in the water like that.
You were telling me before we came on radio that your 8-month-old has respiratory problems. We understand that that chemical that possibly or did spill in the water can affect the respiratory lining, can affect the stomach, can affect all that. So what are your concerns moving forward as far as your children's health?
I just use the bottled water to put in his thing because this water right here, I take him to the doctor almost every day to get them checked to make sure they still good. He's still breathing all right.
And taking your baby to the doctor and everything, that costs gas, that costs money. Buying the bottle jugs costs money. How much have you spent out of pocket on water alone just to try to keep your family safe?
Right now, it's at $150 already.
$150 just out of pocket. And how much was your water bill per month that you paid, or was it bills paid, or how did it work?
We pay water bill, and the water bill is like almost $200, which means I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not going to pay that water bill for the fact that I can't use my water, so I'm not going to pay no water bill that I have not been using.
That's correct. You pointed out something very good. I hadn't even thought about that, was that I've paid a bill. You've paid a bill for water, and for $200, and we've gone almost a week now with the water issues. And you're right. The city's saying, well, it's not our fault. The mayor is saying, we're going to get through this. And those are very encouraging and inspiring words. But the reality of the situation for people making under $400 a week is, half of your paycheck for a week is the water bill. And you just kissed away your half of your paycheck that you didn't get paid for a water bill you're going to pay that you didn't even use.
Yeah.
So these, Miss Irving, this is a very, very critical time in Corpus Christi history, in American history, where we don't feel safe with our water. And a lot of people came up to me. I'm, of course, Mexican-American descent, and some Mexican nationals, just said, they used to say that, of course, are living here legally. They say, they used to say, don't drink our water. Now, look, things have come full circle. That we can't even, as Americans, can't even drink our water here in Corpus Christi. So, Ms. Irving, I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us. And you're listening to South Texas Crossfire on Special Edition 104.9, 93.5. We're going to keep Ms. Irving on the line here for a moment. Ms. Irving, if you can just hold on one second, we're going to see if we can't get some more information and try to help you out. And Carlos Lopez and the Lopez family, I'm going to talk to them and see if we can't get some water out there at the station and raise that. He's in Atlanta right now at CNN, meeting with some officials over there and giving comment about what's happened to the water here. But I'm going to call him up, the broadcaster for the station, and see what we can do. Just hold the line, please.
Yes, sir.